Girl, we did it. We got through the book of Matthew in the month of December. And so you already know what today is. Today is December 28th. That means that we're on Matthew chapter 28. Let me ask you a question. So when you read Matthew for the month of December, how did you feel reading this? Matthew was so good, like jam-packed with information that I honestly feel like I needed to get me through this month. I needed to get me through this year, maybe through next year. Matthew is jam-packed, and it was such a blessing to read through it with you. But we got to get into Matthew chapter 28. Let me tell you what stood out to me. And don't forget, comment the verses that stood out to you, because 28, baby, Jesus rose again. Can we just... let's get into it. So Matthew 28 starts off with early on a Sunday morning. Period. I know we enjoy Sunday because early on a Sunday morning, Mary and the other Mary came to the tomb. Baby, they was coming to the tomb and Jesus wasn't there. And one of the Lord's angels was there, baby, sitting, posted up on the stone that covered the tomb. He was posted up. And he was like, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. He ain't here. I know you looking for Jesus. He ain't here. Don't be scared. Listen, let me tell you exactly what this verse says. So when you're looking at Matthew 28, Matthew 28, verse 4, it says, then the angel spoke to the women, don't be afraid. He said, I know you are looking for Jesus, who was crucified. He isn't here. He has risen from the dead, just as he said it would happen, period. Come see where his body was laying. Come look. And go quickly and tell his disciples that he has risen from the dead and that he is going to go ahead of you to Galilee, and you will see him there. Remember what I told you. Remember what I said. You hear me? Hey, that angel was a little sassy, okay? That angel was like, he ain't here. Come see. Come look and see. You know what I'm saying? He ain't. Girl, he done perked up and laughed. Because one thing I know, you go looking for Jesus, baby. You gonna know. Listen, you gonna find him. You gonna find him. You go looking for Jesus, you gonna find him. And this is confirmation right here. Seek and you shall find. That's exactly what he told us. Period. When you move forward and you read verse 8, it says the women ran quickly from the tomb. Baby, no hesitation. No hesitation. And then it says they were frightened, but they were filled with joy, and they rushed to give the disciples the angel's message. And I think that's a good thing for us too, because we go looking for Jesus and we find him. And although it's a scary mission when you go seeking after God, and a lot of times we seek after God because we're looking for clarity. We're looking for something. We're scared. We're afraid. We're already overwhelmed. And we go looking for God. We go looking for him in any situation. You go reading your word because you're going through something. You know, the world can't satisfy you. The world can't fix it. So you go looking for Jesus. And when you go looking for him, it may be a scary moment. But trust me, Jesus says, when you seek me, you will find me. So although it's scary, come with joy, because knowing that anytime you're seeking your Father, there's going to be something you're going to get in return. He's going to show up for you because that's how good our God is. When you're reading even more, it says in verse 9, and as they went, Jesus met them and he greeted them. I told you, seeking you shall find. And they ran to him. They grasped his feet and worshiped him. When you are in the midst of looking for God in a situation, you're looking for Jesus, you need relief, you need your Father when you find him. Because honestly, baby, anytime you seek God, he's going to show up for you. Be sure that you worship him just like the Marys did. Just like they did. Just like the Marys did. They worshiped him. They found him. They worshiped him. Because our God is too good. Trust and believe. He'll pull you out of situations that you have no business being in, and you have no way to get out of. God is going to pull you out of those situations. And then it says, and then Jesus said to him, don't be afraid. Again, they were told by the angel of God, the angel of the Lord, in verse 5. And then Jesus confirms to him again in verse 10, don't be afraid. Go tell my brothers, meaning the disciples, to leave Galilee, and they will see me there. And I think for me, just this right here is so beautiful. I can only imagine what the Marys may have been experiencing to go to the tomb where they thought Jesus was laying. I don't even know what they was doing. What was y'all doing? What was y'all doing there? Was y'all just checking? I don't know. What was y'all doing? But they went to the tombs to go see if he was there. And that they're greeted by an angel of the Lord who is just so relaxed and calm and cool. Like, oh, girl, he good. He told you he was going to rise again. Girl, just go. Go get Jesus. Go seek him, because once you seek him, you're going to find him. And this is for us too. Seek and you shall find. And as soon as they seen him, they were excited and ecstatic. And as soon as you see God show up in your life, you're excited and you're ecstatic. Be sure you take that moment to worship your Father. Worship him, because he's not going to let you down. When you go and you read more in Matthew 28, which Matthew 28 was pretty short compared to Matthew 27, but the religious leaders, once the guards seen that Jesus wasn't there, they were scared. So they ran and told the religious leaders, scary, honey, scary. And the religious leaders didn't believe. They're like, you know what? The disciples made it come and grabbed him through the night. Your guards was there, so how we gonna get him? Riddle me this, riddle me that. So then when Jesus sees the disciples, if you're looking at verse 16, he sees the disciples, and some of them were excited and others were still not sure. Bro, the disciples kill me. And I'm gonna be honest with you, because the disciples kill me, because y'all done seen Jesus work miracle after miracle. Y'all been walking with this man with y'all sandals for miles and miles and miles, city after city after city. Y'all done seen exactly what he did, but y'all still got questions, bro. What's up? But then I got to realize that I'm the exact same way. I've seen Jesus operate in my life. I've seen him take me from a black, young, single mother of 2 children and turn me into a child of his. Okay, baby, you can call me a single mama. You can call me black. You can call me young. But what does God call me? I done seen how he's transformed my life. I done seen how he's transformed my children's life just by me being a believer. I've seen how me being planted in this home as a believer of God has transformed my children. I've seen it. And yet instead, sometimes I still got questions for God. So I can't throw too much shade on the disciples, because honestly, I've definitely been there. But it does remind me to go back, look at his actions. My God has been too good to me. In moments where I may have doubt, even the strongest believers have doubt. In moments where I may have doubt, I got to remember who my God is. My God is good. My God is strong. My God is faithful. I may not be faithful all the time, but my Father, he is faithful. Good reminder for me. So when you're reading this, and then let me finish it off. Then he tells the disciples, look, I need y'all to go and make disciples of other people. I need y'all to go make more disciples. I need y'all to baptize them in my name. When you're looking at this, although we're not all called to be preachers. I'm not called to be a preacher. Okay. I'm called to share the word. I'm learning my Bible. You hear me? But we're all called to share the good news. We're all called to share the testimony that God pulled us through. A lot of times God will pull you through a situation and it's not for you. A lot of times God will pull you through a situation because he needs you to bless someone else with your testimony. So that's why he tells us to rejoice during triumph, because he's pruning us. He's developing us. He is, it's character development. He is making you a stronger disciple of his. And you never know that this situation that he's pulling you through right now is what he's going to call you to discuss 10 years down the line to a young lady who's going through the same thing as you. You may never know what that looks like. So when you are in seasons where you're doubting God, you're unsure, you don't know where he is, seek him. Seek first the kingdom of heaven. Seek him and you will find him. Keep looking for your Father. What does it look like to look for God? What does it look like to seek him? Because the Marys went to the tomb to seek Jesus. What does it look like for us? Seeking God is praying. Seeking God is reading your word, baby. When you read the word of God, you understand the heart posture of your Father. You understand his character. You understand his promises never fail. You understand that how do you know his promises never fail? Because the prophecies that were given before Jesus was here, Jesus fulfilled every single one of those. Not one thing that God has said to you has returned void, and it won't. That's how you seek God. You read his word. You pray to him. You talk to him. You confess with your heart and your mind, and you be honest with your Father. There's no reason to sugarcoat it. Baby, he knows exactly who you are. Okay? God knows your favorite color. He been done know your favorite colors. He ready for the deep stuff. Okay? Girl, what was you doing last Thursday? He ready for that. Girl, talk to your Father. And I will see you after the fast on December 29th through the 31st, because I will not be on social media, but I will see you on January 1st. Bye, y'all.